Keep breathing and breathing and breathing, because today we're talking about oxygen and carbon dioxide in this GCSE revision episode. Two really important gases. You should know their proportions in the atmosphere. If you don't, make sure you check out the episode covering proportions of gases in the atmosphere to get you up to speed. But without further ado, let's dive into these two really important gases. So, the rise of oxygen. We're going to be talking about that. This is all down to a little process called photosynthesis. And what do we do in photosynthesis? Well, photo means light, and synthesis is to make. So we use light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. Okay, now, what are these little photosynthetic organisms? The algae were the first photosynthetic organisms to evolve approximately 2.7 billion years ago. So when you're at the beach and you see that algae, don't diss it. Honey made life possible. So over the next billion years, photosynthesizing plants began to evolve. This led to an ever-increasing rate of oxygen accumulating in the atmosphere. Eventually, a threshold concentration of oxygen was reached, maybe it was 21%, and this allowed more complex life forms to evolve, such as animals, like cute little frogs, for example. So, do you remember what we need for photosynthesis to take place? Three things: carbon dioxide, water, and light energy. And what do we convert those things into? Glucose and oxygen. So, oxygen was on the up. What's going to decrease? Carbon dioxide, because that's one of the things that's used in photosynthesis. So the photosynthetic action of those cute little algae and plants removed carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Now, the oceans also played a role, because as oceans started to form, large amounts of carbon dioxide was removed from the atmosphere. Okay, and some of that carbon dioxide reacted with seawater to give carbonate precipitates, and that forms sediment. Now we need to talk about some marine animals. These removed carbonates from the oceans as the animals use them to build their shells and skeletons. So all those cute little shells you see on the beach, maybe you've got like a nice little shell necklace, that was carbon dioxide at some point. Pretty cool, right? So, do you remember what the photosynthetic action of algae and plants does? So it increases atmospheric oxygen levels and decreases carbon dioxide levels. Okay, so let's review carbon dioxide again real quick. The atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide decreased due to the formation of oceans, as well as the evolution of photosynthetic organisms and marine animals. So what did each of those do? Oceans, they're like sinks for carbon dioxide and dissolved a bunch of CO2. And the CO2 reacted with seawater to produce cute little carbonate precipitates, and those marine animals, they swooped in, they took those carbonates and used it to make their shells and skeletons. And we can't forget photosynthetic organisms like algae, they remove CO2 by photosynthesis. Okay, so do you remember what we use in photosynthesis? It's light energy and carbon dioxide and water, and we make glucose and oxygen. Okay, so let's go quick rapid fire round. What are some true facts about photosynthesis? They evolved 2.7 billion years ago. We need light energy, not thermal. Algae was the first photosynthetic organisms, not grasses. And glucose and oxygen are the products, not glucose and water. Water is a reactant in photosynthesis. So, can you name three factors that caused a decrease in atmospheric carbon dioxide? Oceans, photosynthesis, marine animals. Remember those three. It can be a really common exam question. So that brings us to the end of the episode. I hope that was useful. Make sure you check out the other episodes on the Earth's atmosphere. We're talking proportions of gases, greenhouse effect. We've got you covered for your GCSE chemistry exam. Keep up your hard work. Keep up your revision. You got this. Good luck.